Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies has some problems. We're going to be going over the lack of originality when it comes down to bosses, the problem with Rampage Mode, the Director Mode problem as well, then the point system issue. Well, let's just get into it. I'm here to get something off my chest about Black Ops 6 Zombies. We're diving into one of the most repetitive, frustrating things about this game right now, the special enemies. You know who I'm talking about, the Mangler, the Abomination, and all their familiar faces that show up over and over again. Look, I love a good challenge, and when it's the same recycled challenge every time, it starts to feel like Zombies is stuck on repeat. I'm here, folks, greatest gamer of all time, the best gamer, Thy Slay Gaming, and we're going to be actually doing a deep dive on the special enemies. So let's get into it. Let's flash back for a second. Remember, back in Black Ops 3 when the Mangler made his debut. That guy was scary when he stomped into Go Rod Crowfy with that high-tech arm cannon. I was honestly freaked out. Then, in later games, they gave us the Abomination, this towering three-headed monster that looked like it crawled right out of a nightmare. These were iconic moments in Zombies. Even though I just want to say right now, the Abomination is clearly a Margwa. I just want to say that. You're not fooling me anywhere, okay? I'm the greatest gamer of all time. Seeing a new enemy that was big, brutal, and terrifying used to give us chills. But now we're on Black Ops 6, and I feel like Treyarch hasn't stopped copy and pasting since Black Ops 3. The issue isn't just that they're back, it's that they're back constantly. Manglers, Abominations, and a few other repeat offenders are everywhere.
Stop it. Get some help.
Every map, every round, they're coming at you like they have something to prove. Treyarch doesn't just bring these guys back for a cameo, they're practically giving them a permanent residence. You start a new round and boom, Manglers again. You barely clear them out. Start another round, and surprise, there they are, marching right back at you like nothing has ever happened, like they never even left, like Jesus. It's gotten so excessive that I'm beginning to feel like these special enemies are just standard enemies now. But in Terminus, they spawn so often that it's impossible to get through a round without bumping into 2 or 3, maybe even 4 of them. I mean, seriously, Treyarch, how many Manglers do you think I need to see in one game? It's like they're everywhere. No matter where you turn, there's always one lurking, waiting to pounce. Every time I see that heavy robotic arm charging up, I think, well, here we go again. Here we go again, man. And don't get me started on what this does to the gameplay. Black Ops Zombies has always been about managing hordes and handling your resources carefully. But when you throw in 5 or 6 of these special enemies every round, it doesn't feel like strategy anymore. It's just chaos. How am I supposed to plan my moves when every other second I've got a Mangler or Abomination in my face, blocking every route, every exit? You can't even try different strategies without a horde of Manglers breathing down your neck. Now, here's the kicker. I know Treyarch has the creativity to give us something fresh because they did it with Terminus. When I first jumped into Terminus and saw those 2 new special enemies, it was actually refreshing. I felt like I was back in the old days of Zombies, where you see something new, something terrifying, and have to figure out a whole new way to handle it. That's what Zombies is about, being caught off guard and having to adapt on the fly. Yeah, I seen these flies back in Black Ops 3. These new specials on Terminus were genuinely exciting because they forced us to change up our tactics. For once, it wasn't the same. Predictable routine of dodging Manglers and Abominations. The new enemies brought a different flavor to the game, and that's what we want. But then, right when it felt like Treyarch was giving us a fresh experience, guess who shows up? The Mangler. Again. I get it, Treyarch. You love the Mangler. We all do, but at this point it feels like a cop-out. You gave us a taste of something new, something genuinely thrilling. And then, right as we're getting into it, we're back to the same old song and dance with the Manglers. And don't get me started on the variants. Like, can we talk about how many times they just upgraded these special enemies and called it a day? Adding some extra armor or making them a bit faster doesn't make it fresh. It makes it lazy. We don't need Mangler 2.0 or Abomination 3.0. We need something new, something terrifying and unique that will throw a wrench in our strategies. Give us a real threat that we have to study and figure out, not just a Mangler with a new coat of paint. So Treyarch, if you're listening, which I know you are, I'm the best gamer of all time, everyone listens to me. Here's my plea. Give us fresh, unique, truly special enemies. The community is ready. Give us new threats. Something that forces us to adapt and rethink our strategies. We've memorized the Manglers and Abominations so well that they're practically part of the furniture. We've memorized the Manglers and Abominations so well that they're practically part of the furniture. If we can get 2 unique special enemies in tournaments, why not keep that energy going? Show us that Black Ops 6 can still surprise and challenge us. So basically, folks, they actually did add a new special enemy when it came down to that castle map, and it was actually pretty cool. I love seeing new enemies, and I love seeing this franchise keep evolving and keep getting crazier and crazier with the zombies. So I'm hoping they just keep that flow going and keep it going, because you know what? I love to be shocked. I love to be surprised. But you know what though? Let's move on to the Rampage Mode issue.
I don't know what's going on. Come on, no. Okay. No. Oh my God. Let's do this. Come on. I get it, I love you.
We're talking about Rampage Mode in Black Ops 6 Zombies, the mode that cranks up the difficulty but doesn't give us any extra rewards. We're talking about harder zombies, tougher enemies, and way more chaos. But here's the catch. There are no rewards for all this extra effort, no bonus XP, no special loot, and no cool gobblegums. So why bother? That's what we're diving into today. We talk about what's wrong with the Rampage mode, how it compares to what came before, and how it can actually be improved to make it worthwhile. Let's get into it. First up, let's talk about the mechanics of Rampage mode. What makes it different from regular zombies? Well, it's pretty simple. The zombies hit harder and more faster. They're much more aggressive, and if you aren't careful, they'll overwhelm you in no time. The mode ramps up the intensity, and sure, that makes it more challenging, but the key issue here is that while the difficulty goes up, nothing else changes. You don't get better rewards or new gear, just more zombies, and a whole lot of them, let me tell you. I'm the best gamer of all time though, so it's not really a big issue, just want to let everybody know. The thing about Rampage mode is that while you're surviving waves with a lot more difficulty, you're not actually earning anything more for it. No extra XP, no special rewards, just a bunch of zombies. And this is the big question. Why would you put yourself through that without something extra to show for it? The difficulty is turned up, but the rewards are stuck at the same old level. That's what's frustrating about it. Now, let's take a step back and look at where Rampage mode actually came from. It first appeared in Call of Duty Cold War, a game that had its own share of controversy when it came to difficulty. A lot of players felt like Cold War Zombies was too easy. The game had a lot of accessible features, like the armor system and the score streaks, which made it easier to survive in the later rounds. These additions were designed to give players more control over the flow of the game and help them survive for longer periods of time. In Cold War, you had armor that could absorb damage and help you survive longer, which was a game changer. Plus, the score streaks allowed players to use things like air support, self-revive, and other tools to help them during rounds. These features made the game more forgiving and gave players some extra power, which many felt was needed to balance out the tougher enemies that appeared as the rounds went on. But despite these changes, Rampage mode was introduced because there was a growing demand for a higher difficulty. Players wanted something that would push them beyond what Cold War's normal zombies mode was offering. And so, Rampage mode was born. Harder enemies, faster zombies, and much more intense experience. But here's the catch. Cold War added difficulty, but Rampage mode just added difficulty. That's it, folks, with no new perks or gear, and that's a major issue. Now, flash forward to Black Ops 6 and Rampage Mode is back. This time around, the difficulty has been kicked up even more. Zombies are more aggressive, faster, and you need to use every tool at your disposal just to survive. But the problem is, it's the same situation as before, folks. The difficulty is there, but once again, there's nothing extra for the player. No unique skins, no extra XP, no special rewards for putting up with all this chaos, and this is where the frustration sets in. People are working harder for nothing. Black Ops 6 doesn't add anything to Rampage Mode. It's just harder zombies with no incentives. The community has been pretty vocal about this issue. Players all over the internet have said they just don't feel like Rampage Mode is worth the grind. Why should you go through all the effort of surviving tougher zombies when you don't get anything extra in return? In games like Apex Legends or Warzone, if you take on tougher challenges, you get better rewards, folks. Exclusive loot, higher XP, cosmetics, and more. That's what players expect in a difficult game mode, but Rampage Mode still doesn't deliver. In the end, Rampage Mode feels like a missed opportunity. It's as if they've taken everything that makes zombies difficult and stripped out the one thing that would make it worth playing: the rewards. But here's an interesting thing that's been happening. A lot of players are actually using Rampage Mode to speedrun through rounds. It becomes a way for people to rush through waves without actually playing the game in the way it was intended. And the problem with this, it's not really about the challenge anymore, it's about getting through the rounds quickly. Also, keep in mind too, you can actually go back and turn Rampage Mode off, which is really funny to me because I'm like, okay, to make it easier, I guess, because you know, there's nothing really valuable to earn in the process anyway, so why not do that? Instead of playing the mode for the difficulty or the survival challenge, players are just breezing through it because there's no incentive to take your time. You don't get anything special for surviving those waves, so why not just rush through them, right? So, what can be done to fix Rampage Mode? Well, it's simple. We need rewards. Right now, the only thing Rampage Mode offer is difficulty, but that's not enough. We need something that makes the grind feel worth it. And also, I think you do get calling cards or something. Feel free to fact check me there, folks. But why you need a calling card when you can actually have these ideas? Exclusive skins or cosmetics for surviving a certain round. Special gobblegums, giving players a reason to push for higher rounds. Boosted XP for completing tougher challenges or surviving through those waves. New weapons or gear unlocked from Rampage Mode survivors. These are just a few ideas, but the point is, if you're going to make the game harder, you need to reward the player for their efforts. Right now, Rampage Mode feels like a grind without a payoff, and that's what needs to change. The difficulty can stay, make it brutal, make it intense, but also I do want to clarify, I don't think you should change the difficulty back to normal. I want to say that right now. It just seems kind of like it seems kind of cheap. You know, you put the difficulty on and then you're gonna take it off again, like really? But give players a reason to keep coming back. Give us rewards for surviving the chaos. So, Rampage Mode is a fun concept that increases the difficulty but fails to make the challenge feel rewarding. Whether it's in Cold War with armor and score streaks, or in Black Ops 6 with zombies that hit harder, the lack of rewards is what makes this mode feel empty. If they added rewards for surviving, like exclusive skins or boosted XP, then Rampage Mode could actually be worth it. But until that happens, players will just keep grinding through harder waves without anything extra to show for it, and that's just not fun. Director mode is being used wrong and needs to be fixed. Let me explain. Director mode came out in Black Ops 6, but an issue happened that I don't think Treyarch account for. They're not using the game mode as it's intended. In a live stream, people were asking me and my friend if we're gonna be doing camo grinding. So a lot of people are abusing it though to actually do camo grinds, by the way.
How?
Since the round can only go up to round 15, then the zombie's health only be at 15. Like, that's it. But we continue to level up. We continue to keep getting more powerful and stronger, leading to the boss.
Wait, you're saying the game doesn't end at 15?
It doesn't end at 15. It ends when we complete the Easter egg.
Oh. You say you really just get stronger and stronger? Wow.
Yeah, so people just do this for camo grinding. This is...
Okay. Oh my god, it's impossible to fucking lose. Look at chat. Look at chat.
I know.
You just
Camo
fucking
grind.
proved exactly what you're saying.
I know. Well, people use this for camo grind. Some say they're abusing it for XP, and there is an easy way to fix it. Either keep increasing it all the way to maybe 20 and then stopping. I also think you shouldn't even be progressing through camos, since this mode is kind of like a tutorial for casuals. The game mode isn't simply being used the way it is intended, but this leads back to the most controversial video ever. And I want you guys to sit back and let me talk about a game where you spawn in and solve puzzles and have an inventory and there's nothing guiding you where to go, so you have to figure out. I'm talking about, of course, Resident Evil. Even though people will say Resident Evil has no similarities to Call of Duty whatsoever, but if we sit down and compare, Call of Duty has an inventory, cutscenes, and the game seems to be telling you that you do have an objective along with bosses. Then there's some comparisons between the two games. I just don't like the fact that you have to exit out of the game, go on YouTube, look up a video for them to explain on how you can complete the quests, because the steps are not logical. I enjoy Black Ops 6 because they made the steps more simple and now they simply tell you where to go most of the time, especially with the director mode. Some say I'm not a true Call of Duty Zombies player, but if you go back to World at War, the birth of zombies, there wasn't anything like we have today. We did have Derice, which added more info that there was more here. Black Ops 1 launched and Kino had no Easter eggs like we have today either. It really arguably started in Black Ops 2 in Origins, which led to Black Ops 3, where now you have cutscenes and a clear objective. Let's take a moment where you boot up in Gorak Krovi.
Nikolai, I have to find Nikolai. He is the last. Then I and me will be rewarded. He will come for us.
So the game is telling you that there is something going on and we need to figure out. Even when you turn on the power and look around and see a robot, dialogue is taking place. Objective. The reason why I'm bringing this fact up is because it's not an Easter egg anymore. This is clearly blurring the lines of what is an Easter egg, but even Treyarch brought up the fact that it's not an Easter egg, but rather a quest. Which brings up what I was talking about. Back then, Easter eggs was holding back zombies in a way where not everyone is experiencing it. That's why I'm glad they made it more simple in Black Ops 6. I'm glad they added director mode, even though players are not using it as it's intended. But people bring up the point that the community will be hurt. But let me ask you this. What brings the community more together? Watching a video or jumping into a game where you and your teammates have to work together to complete the objective. The gameplay you see in the background is me with a bunch of randoms. I swear to God, I don't know any of them in real life, but we work together to solve this mission. My next point is that people say that it ruins the hunt for those players, which is why I bring again Skewer Ritual or World War II, where there is a hardcore version of the questline where people can hunt and find. Therefore, you can maybe get an awesome camo along with a calling card. I understand there is a community for everything, speedruns, the hunts, some challenges. So I know I'll get a lot of hate for this video because so many people played Call of Duty when growing up. And it's like their baby. And when you criticize something that a lot of people grew up with, they feel like you are criticizing them. I'm not though. I love Call of Duty as well, which is why I shifted my whole channel to Call of Duty. I do play other games, but Call of Duty is a game I always come back to, even with all its flaws. I really do love it. My problem once again isn't the difficulty. I think they should honestly make the bosses even more crazy, something being ripped from Destiny's raid bosses. I just want the steps to be logical on getting there. You see folks, back in the day, I seen people who wanted to get into the Easter eggs, but just simply couldn't find them. I've seen people hating others for this change, making Easter eggs more easier to find. But I'm glad now though, as a community, we can jump right in and do the boss together, complete objectives together. I'm glad to be part of this team. I'm glad to be a zombie player.
This new pile-up glitch on the shipwreck.
This is by far the easiest way to unlock Opal camo for
This is a new pile-up glitch you can do right now on the Terminus map.
Have for you an insane bot lobby glitch with an added
Black Ops 6 Zombies is supposed to be the grind, the strategy, the teamwork, and the satisfaction of you earning your way to victory. But lately, it feels like some players don't want to earn it at all. they're glitching the game, ruining the experience for everyone else in the lobby. Let's address the excuse right off the bat. It's just a PvE game. It doesn't affect anyone else. I've heard that argument 1,000 times, but here's the reality. It does affect us. Zombies might not be competitive in the traditional sense, but we all want to win. When you're in a public match, everyone is relying on the team to pull their weight. If one of your teammates decides to sit in a glitch spot and farm kills or abuse the system, it cheapens the entire experience for the rest of us. Take camos for example. Grinding for those rare rewards is supposed to feel rewarding because of the effort you put in. But when people cheat to get them, it makes the entire system feel hollow. Why should my hard work matter when someone else can glitch their way to the same reward without lifting a finger? Here's the thing in zombies. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey. Learning the map, improving your strategy, and overcoming the odds are what makes zombies so satisfying. When you're glitching, you're not just robbing the game of its challenge, you're robbing yourself of the joy of getting better. Moments like this are what makes zombies incredible. But if someone in your match is glitching, it doesn't matter how far you make it. The victory feels hollow because you didn't truly earn it as a team. I can't count the number of times I joined a public match only to see someone sitting in a glitch spot AFK, farming kills, or doing something else to break the game. It makes me want to leave immediately. Why bother trying to reach high rounds when one of my teammates is cheating their way through? It ruins the integrity of the match for everyone.
Oh, it's a PvE game. Why do zombie players sell PvE game? It doesn't matter if it's a PvE game.
What the fuck is going on?
I'd rather grind and struggle to get there. It's a lot more fun when it feels earned when playing.
Yeah, it's just really frustrating when someone glitches their way through a round. We couldn't have made it that high up if they hadn't cheated. It just feels kind of hollow, you know?
My friends get it. It's not about being perfect, it's about trying, failing, and getting better. That's what zombies is supposed to be. At the end of the day, we all want to win, alright? There's no excuse to that. But here's the thing though, it's even affecting in PvP, with actually in the affected game mode, where people are trying to find ways to glitch and abuse that game mode as well, and trying to find ways to win, finding ways to cheat, ruin the experience for everyone else. But look, if we're not appreciating the journey or putting in the effort to improve, then what's the point? It robs you of the satisfaction of achieving something meaningful. When we stop focusing on shortcuts and start playing the game as it's meant to be played, that's when zombies shines. So please, play fair, respect the grind, and let's keep the zombies fun for everyone, folks. Look, I'm the best gamer of all time, and I know it's hard to actually be great just like me, but look, you guys can do it. You guys can actually achieve and actually be better gamers. You guys just need to actually keep on playing, find what you're doing wrong, and just keep progressing and keep getting better. Welcome back, gamers. Today we're diving into a topic that's been driving the zombies community absolutely insane. The broken, nerfed, and downright depressing point system in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Whether you're a veteran of the mode or a fresh recruit, this is something that impacts everyone. And trust me, it's a hot mess. So let's break it all down. Alright, before we tear into Black Ops 6, let's talk about what made the old point system so damn good. Remember, when every shot, every knife, and every headshot felt like a tactical decision? Do you guys remember that? You unload into a horde with your SMG, rack up points for each bullet that landed, and then finish them off with a knife for maximum profit. Oh, and headshots. Those were the cherry on the top. Rewarding skilled players with even more points for precision. It wasn't just about surviving, it was about outsmarting the game. And then there were the point guns. Guns like the MP40, Thompson were practically designed to print points. You keep them into the mid game not because they were powerful, but because they made sure you can open up doors, buy perks, and pack a punch faster. That system rewarded skill, strategy, and teamwork. But now, Black Ops 6, none of that matters anymore. The only thing that counts now is how fast your gun kills. Spraying into a horde? Useless. Playing support? Forget about it. You're either killing zombies or watching your teammates rack up all the points. So why did Treyarch decide to ruin... Oops, I mean revamp the point system. Well, apparently, it all boils down to Kevin Drew. According to him, the change was inspired by his brother's experience with the game. Kevin mentioned how his brother was bullied for playing it wrong under the old system. You know, not maximizing points, not using knife kills, and generally just not being strategic. Now, while I get the intent here, making the game more inclusive, this change ended up alienating the core zombie fan base. Instead of fixing a non-issue, Treyarch has stripped away the depth and strategy that made zombies so fun to begin with. The point system was about mastering the flow of the game and playing smarter, not harder. So in Black Ops 6, strategy is basically almost non-existent. I don't want to say almost non-existent. Guns aren't categorized by how many points they can earn you anymore. Instead, the only thing that matters is how fast they can kill. If your gun isn't melting zombies by round 10, it's worthless. I'm telling you this right now. And here's the kicker. The weaker weapons, guns that used to shine as point grinders, falls off almost immediately. There's no incentive to hold onto them because they won't help you progress. Meanwhile, the most powerful weapons dominate every stage of the game, turning zombies into a one-note experience. The beauty of the old system was that every weapon had a purpose. Even the weakest SMG could be a valuable tool for racking up points. Now it's all about DPS, and if you're not rocking a meta weapon, you're at a disadvantage. And let's not ignore how this ties into the game's rising difficulty, but we'll save that for another video. For now, just know that the combination of a broken point system and increasing difficulty is creating a mode that is frustrating as it is punishing. It's almost like Treyarch wants to make sure every round feels like a chore. Look, I still love Black Ops 6. The maps, the gameplay, the innovations, and the new mechanics are incredible, but the point system is a huge step backward. The old system rewarded creativity and strategy, giving players the freedom to play the game their way. The new system, it's a one-size-fits-all approach that robs zombies of its soul. Treyarch, if you're listening, guys, which I hope you guys are, I'm the best gamer of all time, please bring back the classic point system. Let us earn points for damage, reward headshots and knife kills appropriately, and give weaker weapons a purpose again. The current system isn't just broken, folks. It's holding zombies back from being the best it can be. Awesome.
Yeah,